my new jingle. Whoa, jingle my hair away from this mess. Guess I didn't brush it yet. Come on. Was cool once. That was me. Once. Was I even ever cool? I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm going to put my lotion, my Tatcha Dewy Lotion. I love showing it because it's so pretty. And I just love the top that has this little spatula that goes in there. It's just so cute. I'm a sucker for marketing, packaging, cute packaging, whatever. Okay, my face is so dry. I should have done that early this morning, but I didn't. I was working. I had a call, and then I'm working on this coursework that I have to get done before I launch my podcast, and there's a lot of work. This course is like legit harder than my college courses. There's so much work, but I love it. It's work I love. It's going to help women around the globe. So I'm down for it. I'll always do work if it's worth it, you know? So anyway, how are you guys? Cora is well. For those of you who asked, thank you. She is doing better, which is always nice. Let me see, where's my... she had a cold and fever, but it was awesome. This is the first cold in her life. Maybe there was one more when she was really young. But from the time she was like 2.5, 3, all her colds had crazy fevers. I mean, like 103 or higher, like every time. This time it did not go above 101, which is like miracle. And it didn't go into her chest. She has really bad asthma, so that's usually where the cold is like so bad, because that asthma, man, that will keep us all up all night. Just, you know, when you lay down, it gets worse. And just, this time, no. Did I mention no? Coughing, which is crazy. It was just all up here. I did spray her nose this time, which I hadn't done before. This Little Remedies. She let me do it, which she did once in the past, but she was like, wah, wah. She let me sit there and spray it with this Little Remedies, it's called. It's like a nose spray, and it's like, and it's really cool. Anyway, I'm going to put on my foundation and shut up about that now. Nude Glow. So yeah, that was fun. I have to wash my brushes. Oh, what's that? Who's he? Goodbye. Yeah, my face is, I don't know why it's breaking out. I think because it's getting so dry. In between seasons, I often get a couple little pimpies. So this weekend, it was kind of chill because Cora was sick. So I didn't want to like push it. I'm a pusher, and sometimes I push us into not getting well fast enough. Or like when I had the migraine last weekend, I went in and volunteered for almost 4 hours, and then we went to her audition. Then we went all the way to Virginia, and we're out super late with our friends. Like, I'm not the best patient. I'm not the best listener of things sometimes, like, especially if I have plans to do something fun. I think, too, like, you know, we were pretty isolated in the height of COVID. Even in the not height of COVID, we were pretty isolated. So I think now it's like making up for lost time, where I feel like especially weekends, it's like, go, go, go. So it was nice. We had kind of a relaxed weekend. We might go, actually, my friend Brian just texted me and asked if we wanted to go see lights tonight, like the drive-through lights, which we did last weekend in Virginia. But these are 10 minutes away. And it's just a fun tradition we always do with him and his daughter. It's Cora's little best friend from preschool. They're still friends, and they're so cute. So he asked if I want to go tonight or tomorrow. So we got to do that. See some lights, put on some holiday music. I just ordered, by the way, have you heard of Bobby Brown Jones Road Miracle Balm? I am so excited to get it. I hope I love it. It looks like something I might love. Some people don't like it's like too dewy for them, maybe a little sticky. I don't care. Stick it up, because I need dew. I need glow. I need it. So it's Bobby Brown's new line. I think it's kind of, I don't know if it is. I think it's like geared at women of a certain age that might be like above 40, like this one. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. When did that happen? When did it happen? I don't know. Probably a couple years ago during COVID. When I was supposed to have my huge, I had the place rented out for my 40th birthday. It was a big deal. I was going to be a prom queen. It was going to be a 90s hip hop theme. I had a full-size Snoop Dogg cutout. I was ready. I was turning 40 in 2020. So obviously I had to cancel because it was like a huge party and no one was doing huge parties in 2020, were they? Or maybe the non-believers were. But that was interesting. That was a little sad. Let's see. I'm going to put on my Nude Sticks blush. So I had this whole thing planned. It was going to be a 90s dance party. Yeah, it was. This is Sun Kissed by Nude Sticks. And I was so excited. Merry Christmas! Are you in the holiday spirit, Jones? I am ready. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, that might have been a little too much blush. What's happening? Whoa. Yeah. So have you gotten any gifts yet? Guys, what did I do? What did I do? All right, let me smear this around. I've gotten some gifts. Santa stole, he's going to have his own gifts sent. But I think I'm going to get Cora. She does gymnastics and stuff and acro dance. So I think I'm going to get her a mat for the basement. Kind of get rid of some of the babyer stuff that I think it might be time to go. Her play kitchen, is it time for that to go? She said she might be ready to get rid of that. So that'll take up a little less space. And I'm thinking about getting one of the bars so she can start doing like flips and stuff at home. Basically set up a little gym down there. Maybe I can flip on it too. I'm not going to put on my powder blush. This is enough, obviously. Crazy things happen. What kind of eyeshadow can we do? I know I'm super late today. I was actually, like I said earlier, if you were on, I don't know if you were, I was doing work. And I'm going to get back to it, but I'm going to put my makeup on and do lunch, do some lunch, and then get back to work. I am thinking about singing a song, sad song. It's a sad, like, daddy issues song. If you don't know, my mom and dad separated, divorced, whatever, when I was like 3. And I have like daddy issues in the way of, like, I always sought his approval, and he was in my life, but I always felt like kind of not good enough, and like there's all sorts of family fun there for you that I don't need to get into right now. But I wrote a song when I was 33 that I actually recorded. It's on my SoundCloud. Like last year or something, I finally actually recorded it. And it's really sad. I'll give you a little ditty. Blue car driving away. Now I can't think of the second lyrics. That's really helpful. Hold on. Blue car driving away. Deep scars making me ache. Boxes on the wall. Didn't know at all you were fading away. Not today. No, not today. I'm not ready for you to go. I'm only 3 years old, and I'm not ready for you to go. And then it goes on, and then it's like, I'm 33, oh, I'm still here. So the whole point is like 30 years later, I'm still here waiting for you to like come home, wanting you to be back and like care more. I love my dad, but like, he doesn't care as much as like your ideal dad would care. And so it's like, and then you're gone, and I'm sitting singing this song. Years and years they've gone. Where did you go? What's wrong? I don't know where I've gone either. No, you left me far behind. When will you give me time? Did I mention I need you? I'm right here. And it goes, turn around, drive home. It's been 30 years, but I'm still here. Daddy, I need you so. I'm still waiting for you to come home. Still waiting for you to show you care. And I'm right here. I'm right here. You get the idea. So it's like a sad song, but I was thinking about doing like an acoustic version of it, singing it today. I don't know, I just came and I wanted to get it out. But I don't play guitar. I play air guitar. So that might be awkward if I'm like, turn around, like jamming out, but I have no real instrument. Is that lame? That's okay, I'm lame. It won't be the first time I did a lame thing, y'all. Eyeliner? Oh, eyeshadow first. You drive me crazy. So was that sad enough for you guys? No one's saying anything. Are you weeping in your pillow? Ho-ho nut. Don't call me names. I'm gonna do dough what fun. This feels like a good color today. Dough what fun. Dough what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey. So yeah, my dad, you know, we don't talk as much as I'd love, or I won't say that. I make an effort and I make sure we talk to him. If I didn't call, I don't really know. I don't think he'd call. That's, I guess, the sad part, right? That gives you a good idea, right? Like, I literally don't know if I did not call, it would probably take him months to call and check in. So that part kind of sucks. But I keep up with him, like, for my sake, I guess, partially my sake, Cora's sake, you know. He's my dad. Tinsel in a twist. I'll do that. But that's always been, like, a struggle of mine. And since I was young. And, like, I felt like he always, like, valued my brother more because he was the boy. It was very old school Italian, like, kind of a chauvinistic family. Like, women aren't as valuable, aren't as smart, that kind of mentality, aren't as interesting, like that sort of thing. So that's part of, you know, where I think some of my self-esteem stuff, there's multiple things, but that didn't help it. That I felt like I was not, what is the word? I don't know. I just felt like, you know, like my dad would feel excited to talk to my brother, but like kind of didn't know what to do with me or just didn't care. And I kind of was brushed off. Ho ho nut, we're going for it. Like to my stepmoms. Yes, moms. He's on his 4th marriage. So I got very close with them because he kind of, you know, put me with them when I would be at his house and what have ya. So I always sought this like deeper connection with him that I couldn't get. It's Christy's story time. So I finally, in a way, did get it. It is weird. It was some of the best years of my life. In college, I was like, you know what, Dad? I want to get to know you better. And he was living with his 3rd wife at the time. And I was in college, but I was home in the summers. I was like, I'd really like to live with you in the summertime. Also, my mom was really strict. I don't remember if that was part of it. It might have been. Like, it didn't matter how old you are. You better, like, be in the house by 10. She don't want to get disturbed in her sleep. She doesn't want to have to worry. My dad could give 0 Fs. Literally, I came in at 5 in the morning, right? I mean, so maybe that was part of it. I do wonder that as a young 20, well, no, younger, 19, 20. You know, that might have been part of it, but I did really seek, like, a stronger relationship, his approval, whatever. And I will say, when I lived there, I did feel closer to him. His wife at the time, I loved her, adored her. I still do. We still keep in touch. She was so good to me, and like we would go on little family Like we go to brunch on Sundays. Sometimes during the week we got to dinner, go to a movie. It was like, oh my gosh, this is like what I always dreamed of having, you know, with my dad. I'm going to use the Lash Sensational only because I don't know where my other, oh, there it is, mascaras, but that's okay. This is still good. So we got close over the summers, and then I moved in briefly after college, just till I got a job. I actually did get a job in real estate as an assistant, like off the bat. It lasted not very long before the real estate agent was sexually harassing me and I quit. I never told my dad. I was scared my dad might like beat him. I didn't get my last paycheck because I just quit and left and never returned because the guy was like so perverted and touching my leg and saying I was beautiful and like so freaking creepy. He was like this 45, maybe he was younger. I don't know. When you're 20, you think people are older, but I'd say he was at least in his late 30s. And I was, 22. And he would have these like little meetings at like, he'd be like, let's go for a meeting. I'm like, why are we going somewhere for a meeting? Because it was like weird places. Like, let's go look at the botanical gardens for our meeting. And that was one of the last days actually. We're like walking around a botanical garden like it's a freaking date. Oh, there's a really creepy story. I'll get back to that. I will get back to the creepy story in a second. So hold on because you won't believe it. Okay, so like it's really bad. So this one was just minorly bad. The other one was the worst. So this one, we were just like, there's these botanical gardens. So he's like, we're going to have a meeting there. So we're like walking and we're walking. I'm like, so what is the meeting about? You're my boss. We could just meet at work. You're taking me on like a date to have a meeting. And he's like, oh, I just thought it'd be good to just, connect. And I'm like, about what? And I was like, is there something specific? He's like, not really. I was like, okay, this is weird. But it's your boss. So and I was right out of school. Now I'd be like, I'm out, dude. So we walk around and then he's like, come sit here. And so we sat on this bench by these lovely flowers. Let me brush my hair while I'm here. And he's like, you could get really far in this business. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is really my business. I wanted to work in TV production, but I was like doing that till I found something. And he's like, you're really talented and you're really beautiful. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, oh my God, this is definitely creepy vibe level now, right? And then he puts his hand on my leg on this bench in the garden. And I'm like, and I took his hand off and I was like, And he was like, what? And I was like, that's inappropriate. And he was like, we're friends here, aren't we? And I was like, no, we're not friends. You're my boss. I was still a little sassy back then. Don't worry. I knew how to protect myself. Kind of. Because when we get to the next door, I'll just get there because so that was I'm trying to remember. There was that, and then the next time we went out, it was lunch. He took me to lunch every day and would pay for my lunch sometimes fancy meals, and I was just stupid. I didn't know. So he took me to a restaurant, and then he's like, all right. I'm like, we should probably get back to the office, shouldn't we? And he's like, no, let's go to the mall. I'm like, why are we going to the mall? He's like, I want to go to the mall. So we're in the mall and he's like, let's go to the Halloween shop, the costume shop. And I'm like, for what? Like, we're supposed to be working. And he's like, oh God. He's like, I want to get my wife something. And I'm like, oh, okay. That feels good. He said he has a wife. Good. He's talking about his wife. Great. So you think. So I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Guys, I'm so embarrassed by the story. I think I told it once here before. It is so embarrassing. I was so naive and stupid. So, and it shows you the whole like Me Too movement. The whole like, I get why people get nervous to speak up or whatever, because I'm bold, and I was even like, ooh. So we're in the costume shop, and he's like, I think I like this. And he takes out a French maid costume, okay, for his wife. And I'm like, I remember thinking, like, because I was 20, I'm thinking they're old. I'm like, oh, she doing that? What's that beep? Hello? Hello? Who there? Can you imagine if I just like got murdered here? That was the end. I'm trying to tell you a story on YouTube and someone breaks in and murders me. No, so he's holding it and I'm like, oh, and I'm thinking like, wow, his wife is gonna rock that at their age, which is funny because I'm probably older than they were now. And I'm like, yeah, it's cute. Why didn't you get it? Like, I just wanted to get out of there. It was already getting creepy. And he's like, well, oh gosh. Well, she's about your size. Do you know where this is heading? She's about your size. Can you try it on? Guys, it's awful. And I was like, oh, that's okay. I tried. But it's like your boss and you're naive. You're right out of school. Like, you know, your brain isn't even fully formed at 22, is it? I don't think it is. I think it's like 26. Anyway, there was clearly a part of my brain missing. I did try to fight it. And then he's like, come on, getting sterner and like, no, just try it on. It'll just be quick. You look about her frame. I got to make sure I don't want to have to come back here and return it. Remember that part, okay? Remember, he says, I don't want to have to come back and return it. So I go in the fitting room and I try on this freaking French maid costume for my boss, for his wife. And I'm like, okay, it fits. And he's like, let me see. I was like, no, that's okay. It fits. It should fit her if she's my size. And he's like, come on, I want to see. And opens the fucking curtain. And he's like, come on out, come out. And he grabs my arm and pulls me out of the dressing room. I am in a French maid's costume in the middle of a shop with people because it's almost Halloween, so it's like packed. And people are looking over and I'm in a French maid's costume. And he's like, come on, turn around. And I was like, no, I really don't want to turn around. He's like, come on, turn around, forceful. And I'm getting all nervous. I don't know. I'm like, so I like do a quick twirl. And I run back in there and like hold the curtain shut. I'm like almost shaking, you know, like, oh my God, like this was the end, right? This was the end this day because more happened at the office. But so remember, he said he didn't want to have to come back to return it, right? So I'm like, okay. And I just hand it to him and I like walk away. Like I'm like mad and feel uncomfortable and I walk away. And he puts it down and walks with me. And he's like I'm walking out and he follows me. I'm like, aren't you getting it? Isn't that for your wife? Aren't you getting it? And he's like, maybe I'll come back for it. So it probably wasn't for his wife. He did that to make me dress up in it. I'm like so uncomfortable. I have to get in his car. Just cringe in his cool sports car. And he has like a gold chain and a hairy chest and greasy and just so gross. The whole thing was so gross. And we get back to this is the day I quit. We get back to the office and he calls me in his office and I sit down where I normally do. Like he had his desk chair there and the desk and then there's another chair for people visiting or whatever, clients. And so he's like, come here, I want to talk to you about something. I'm like, oh God. So I sit in the desk chair and he gets up out of his desk and walks over and like puts his hand like around me on my thing. And he's like, you know, you're really beautiful. And I get up and I shove the chair into him, grab my purse and I run out the door. And I went home and my dad, I had to tell him that I quit, but I was actually scared my Italian dad would go wreck this man. So I just was like, I just am not happy there. My dad was like mad at me. He's like, you don't quit a job without another job. And I was like, I'll get something, I'll find something. And he was like so pissed that I quit, but I felt like I couldn't tell him. Now, knowing what I know, I should have just told him anyway. I didn't tell anybody. And that's why, like, this, you know, me too, people be like, oh, why didn't she tell anyone back then? Like, I was scared enough just that happening, and I'm a bold personality, so it just shows you, y'all, like, you know, sometimes you're scared. You're scared to say anything or do anything. And maybe you don't understand, especially men, because you've never been in a situation like that. Not saying men never get, like, hit on or whatever. I know it happens, but there's a lot of men who have not had to deal with all of that. So that was not fun. He didn't give me my paycheck. He didn't send my paycheck out, which, you know, wasn't the end of the world. I think it was like $900 or something, which, I mean, that's nothing to laugh at, but it was just back then, you know, I wasn't getting paid a whole lot. That was like 2 weeks worth, I think. So that is my story. I don't know where or how we got to that story, but now I have a face full of makeup on. We were talking about daddy issues, then we were talking about all the things. Show up with makeup and Christy, and you never know what you're going to get. You got a weird song. You got some daddy issue stuff. Jones, are you still there? Anyway, yes. So that is it. That's where I will leave you. Hope y'all are having a beautiful Monday, and I'm going to get back to work. I have a lot of work to do. You may see a random air guitar song from me today on my Instagram or TikTok. Sad songs with Christy. Is that what I should name all my music? Sad songs with Christy. Like, I love a good sad song. I don't know why. My soul must be a little sad in there. I'm very happy and bubbly, but man, my songs are sad. That's what they say. It's like Robin Williams, you know? The happiest people deep down inside are very sad. I don't feel sad. I mean, I feel sad about certain situations, but I think that's any of us, right? I think we all have sad things. It's what you do with it and how you live your life despite it, right? Sad things or traumatic things or effed up things people have done to you. It's what you do with it. It's what you make of it. Lemons, lemonade, people, lemons, lemonade. All right, I'm going to go back to being cool one day. If you want to join me, subscribe, say hello, give me a little like. Those always help my videos. If you get a little thumbs up right there, boop. Right, do you see it? Boop, do it. Breathe in, breathe out. I got my reminders because I'm always on the go, go, go. So I got to take a namaste. I actually got myself these when I started teaching yoga, my yin yoga. Gosh, that's like over a year ago, I think. Crazy. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. See, it helps my channel, but it also just makes me happy. Makes me happy to see those little thumbs up. Thank you. They do. See? Proof. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And say hi in the comments. Say hello. And enjoy this life. One life. And stay away from creepy, greasy men with gold chains and hair coming out of their shirts. Okay? They're not safe. All right. Smooches and deuces. Bye.